only 3 more days until the end of the month, but we've made it to the last Friday in January. That could mean we're doing something right to keep hearts pumping and blood flowing. Maybe it's eating well or taking care of the natural environment, which in turn takes care of our health. Make sense? Well, that's the narrative of today's magazine, what's good to eat and some cleaning up initiatives. I'm Audrey Williams, taking you through this Friday's read. See you right back here in a few.
What a way you're full of our roots and culture. That was in Jamaica 60. Jamaica 60? What a piece of news, Miss Matty. I feel like my heart going bust up.
Just in, the island of Jamaica is on the verge of celebrating its 60th year of independence.
I whole way of celebrating it. They say the people them, you know, them come here, you know. But you see, when our people decide, say the other people them free paper, burn up, them say if it's war, start it, whatever. We all collect medal panta for it, you know.
Medal.
Amount of tongue we did them, you know.
The celebrations are slated to begin on January 1st, 2022. Organized by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. We have more in this report.
I am on site and planning activities are ablaze. Persons are advised to download the Reggae Jamaica app to know what it pre.
Why pre?
Activities for the Jamaica 60 celebration.
Yeah. I don't know the app to get the updates then.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, January 28, 2022. Control measures against COVID-19 infections in the island's prisons have been strengthened by the procurement of 500 self-testing kits for the Department of Correctional Services, DCS. State Minister of National Security Xavier Main handed over the kits during a ceremony at the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center yesterday. He says the kits will play a big role in preventing the spread of COVID, as it will allow for rapid testing once persons are suspected of carrying the virus.
I know this will go a far way. It will be of significant aid in your efforts, your fight and your response against COVID-19 within your correctional facilities.
Pointing out that there are 94 active cases in the inmate population and 24 staff members out with the infection, the state minister commended the DCS staff for their work in controlling the virus. He says work is ongoing to improve the health of inmates and to facilitate rehabilitation across the system so they can become productive citizens when they exit the correctional facilities. In other news, Minister of Finance Dr. Nigel Clark says having a coherent policy to withstand economic shocks must be the norm for Jamaica in order for the country to be able to recover quickly and improve the standard of living for persons. The statement comes as the country's economy is reportedly bouncing back from the depth of the COVID-19 pandemic, where it contracted by 10% in 2020.
We are vulnerable to a variety of economic shocks, and that is why economic resilience and resilience in policymaking is even more important for us.
Dr. Clark was speaking on day 2 of the 17th Jamaica Stock Exchange Regional Investments and the Capital Markets Conference. He says one of the positives of the recovery process is being able to maintain employment and facilitate job creation.
Jobs were higher in October 2021 than July 2021 by several thousand. And if you compare October 2021 with October 2020, they were higher by 80,000. So jobs has continued to grow quarter by quarter, to the point that the unemployment rate for October is the lowest in the history of Jamaica.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the time is right to focus more on future industries that will be relevant in this fourth industrial revolution. He made the pitch to business leaders and entrepreneurs at the 17th Jamaica Stock Exchange Regional Investment and Capital Markets Conference on Tuesday. According to the Prime Minister, in order for Jamaica not to be left behind, our industries must leapfrog to meet the demands of the new world economy with rapidly changing technology that will exist within the next decade.
We must bring new ideas and technologies to expand and increase efficiency of our traditional industries. We must also create and invest in the industries of the future to diversify our industrial and productive base. We need to accelerate our investment in our capital markets, We need to accelerate our investment in education to create that innovative class of citizens and workers.
Prime Minister Holness says government has been taking decisive steps towards achieving the country's vision of becoming a digital society and making Jamaica the technology hub of innovation and the Silicon Valley of the region. 2022 has been declared the year of early childhood development by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen. Education Minister Favour Williams says it's a reflection of the importance of early childhood education to citizens' overall development.
Within this context, we have been reviewing the existing legislation relating to young children, including the Early Childhood Commission Act 2003 and the Early Childhood Act and Regulations 2005, and other relevant legislation to ensure a comprehensive legislative framework is provided to meet the needs of young children.
During Tuesday's launch, which was hosted by the Early Childhood Commission, Executive Director of the ECC, Carlene de Grasse Deslandes, said the Commission would be promoting several activities geared towards children learning through play.
These include and are not limited to National Play Day, February 1, and February being designated Play Month. The other activities during the year are the ECC's annual Professional Development Institute, where we focus on capacity building and equipping our practitioners with the right tools. Learning Environment Month, where we focus on creating appropriate learning environments. Our Community Flex, which will see our staff share with parents the importance of the first 1,000 days of life.
And finally, Jamaica has lost one of its icons of media and culture, Carey Fitzwilliam Robinson. The journalist, author, playwright, and historian reportedly passed away at his St. Andrew home yesterday at the age of 97. Robinson is well known as the voice of the long-running television program Hill and Gully Ride. He's an alumnus of Calabar High School and Howard University. His extensive work in broadcasting included stints at the Gleaner, Radio Jamaica, and the government's Public Relations Office, now the Jamaica Information Service. He was also General Manager of the Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation, JBC, until 1987. Carey Robinson is the author of a number of works, including The Fighting Maroons of Jamaica, The Iron Thorn, and Memoirs of a Jamaican Media Man. He was conferred with the Order of Distinction, Commander Class, and the Silver Musgrave Medal. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
In the midst of everything that's happening, keeping our bodies healthy should be a top priority. One way to get this done is through the different foods we consume. Seafoods can be a healthy option, so here are some ways you can incorporate these into your diet.
We all love our protein: chicken, beef, pork, but how often do we eat fish? Is it only at Easter time or when you're at the beach? Incorporating more fish into your diet can be very beneficial to your health. Compared to red meats and poultry, fish has far less calories and cholesterol.
It's the saturated fats and the trans fats that our bodies use to make cholesterol. And fish and seafood have very little saturated fat and trans fat. So in truth and in fact, that makes it a very healthy source of protein.
Fish also has iron, which is important for good reasoning and memory, iodine, which can prevent mental problems in children, and selenium, vitamins, and carotenoids, which are antioxidants. Who knew that we could get so many nutrients from fish? And that's not all. Incorporating fish into our diet can even reduce the chances of developing certain diseases.
Studies have in fact shown that people who have a higher intake of fish compared to other meat sources have less heart disease, they suffer from fewer mood disorders, and they have less cognitive decline with age, so less dementia.
This is due to omega-3 fatty acids, a nutrient that is only found in a few other food sources, such as walnuts and flax seeds. But oily fish, such as sardines, tuna, mackerel, salmon, and trout, are excellent sources of omega-3s and are readily available at your convenience in supermarkets. So we want to add fish into our diet. In what ways can we do this?
So escovitch fish is one of our favorites. Now the onions and the carrots and the vinegar and the pimento, that's all fine. But we don't want to do a lot of deep frying. Deep frying adds calories. Nothing like a nice steamed fish, a nice roast fish. And when you roast your fish, you can stuff it with wonderful vegetables like callaloo and so on. So we have to find other ways. Many of us have broilers as a part of our stove and we've never utilized it. We don't know how it's used. And that gives us, I think, the closest taste to fried without adding a lot of oil.
So we've got different styles of cooking the fish, but what about flavor? Jamaicans love adding salt, but fish is already salty. Wouldn't that be too much sodium?
If we utilize other things like lime and lemon juice and or fresh seasonings or scotch bonnet pepper or onions or scallion, we can make our fish flavorful without adding a lot of extra sodium.
That sounds really tasty, but watch out for bones. Make sure to debone fish before giving your children. Even if the fish is bought deboned, check for fine bones with your fingers. If you're not careful, you could end up with a medical emergency. The recommended serving size per week is only 8 to 9 ounces of fish, or 2 to 3 servings per week. With an array of health benefits and a variety of ways to cook it, don't miss out on this lifestyle choice. Make a positive impact on your health by adding more fish to your diet.
Concerned about uncollected garbage at home? Do you see garbage piling up on the streets? Then report it. Use the National Solid Waste Management Authority's mobile app to report instances of littering, illegal dumping, and uncollected garbage. From anywhere and at any time, be an environment warden by informing the authority of unsightly solid waste. You will be notified when your report has been received by the NSWMA, as well as when the matter is resolved. Download the app from the iOS or Android app stores by typing in NSWMA. Play your part, as Jamaica's beauty is everybody's duty.
We've dealt with our diet, and now it's about taking care of our physical spaces. I'm talking about keeping things clean through proper waste disposal. Our next feature provides a detailed guide to practicing proper waste management.
Every single day, every living thing creates waste. What's waste? It's any substance that we discard of or throw out after it has served its primary purpose. For example, after having the water in this bottle, I no longer need it, so the bottle becomes waste. Here in Jamaica, we create an average of over 8,000 tons of solid waste per day.
We, from time to time, do what we call garbage characterization survey. This is where we actually go island-wide and take samples of the garbage and look at what makes up the garbage, what's the composition of the garbage.
Regardless of what makes up your garbage, if you don't dispose of them correctly, we'll contribute to air and water pollution, flooding, and diseases while influencing climate change. That's why today, we'll look at the different types of waste and the best ways to dispose of them. Well, lunch was good. Sorry you missed it, but I want to point out how much waste I created from just 30 minutes of eating. I have this empty water bottle, well, almost empty, a lunch box. I have napkins, a fork, and I have some leftovers. So far, I've created organic, recyclable, and solid waste. Other types of waste include hazardous and liquid. Let's go ahead and break them down while looking on how to dispose of each. Let's start with organic waste. Organic waste is any material that is biodegradable and comes from either a plant or an animal. Examples include paper, leftover food, leaves, branches, and livestock manure. Over time, organic waste eventually breaks down into fertilizer, but not if it goes to the landfill. That's not good. There it will produce methane, and high levels of methane can reduce the amount of oxygen in the air, which will affect our breathing. So, where should it go? Organic waste shouldn't go into your bin. Take it round a back and start a composting heap.
We believe that composting provides an excellent opportunity.
Composting is rather simple. Cut the bottom from a container and place it directly on the ground in a cool or shaded location in your backyard.
First, we start with some grass from the lawn. I have some cardboard that I bought some things at the store and I got. This is cardboard. So I just cut it up and I throw it in.
Then add wood chips, fruits and vegetable waste, and animal waste from your cows or goats.
You need moisture, you need air.
Keep your compost moist and stir it regularly.
More.
We would produce the best soil nutrients for our flower beds, our farms, our little kitchen gardens. We will then be cutting back on expensive buying fertilizer.
Liquid waste includes fluids such as domestic wastewater, sewage, processed water, grease, or other liquids. Wastewater from doing the dishes, laundry, and showering are considered grey water and can be used in your garden. Hazardous waste can be liquid or solid. It includes all types of rubbish that are flammable, toxic, corrosive, and reactive. First things first, don't throw hazardous waste, whether liquid or solid, in your bin. Follow the labels on hazardous products for disposal instructions and buy the exact amount that you need. So if you use all of it, you really don't have any waste. You can flush some hazardous household wastes followed by plenty of water. This only applies though to hazardous household waste that can be neutralized by water. And when in doubt, reach out to the NSWMA. Solid waste is any tangible item that has already served its primary purpose and is discarded by individuals. This type of waste is commonly broken down into plastic, paper, metals, tins, ceramics, and glass. The good news is that most of the solid waste we create are recyclable and compostable. That's another reason it's important to separate your garbage. This way, you can create a compost heap with your solid organic waste and recycle bottles, furniture, and other solid waste. For those in terrible condition, drop them in your Jomadi gates and the NSWMA will be there on the double for them. And if you don't have a drum, the NSWMA will provide one under its Jomadi Gate initiative.
So we are issuing you with your own drums. So you have control over your receptacles, don't it? So your garbage don't have to be littered all over the place.
Recyclable waste refers to all the items we can convert into products that are useful. These include my water bottle, solid items such as paper, metals, furniture, and organic waste. Well, you don't really dispose of recyclable waste. At least, you shouldn't. Reusing or upscaling is the way to go. We're all responsible for the waste we create, and by separating them and practicing proper waste disposal, we'll create a beautiful, safe, and healthy environment, doing our part to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Besides our individual efforts to dispose of garbage properly, government works with the hands of time, constantly moving to keep your outside spaces clean and garbage-free. Some of those NSWMA workers on the night shift now share their role in helping to keep the streets clean.
Once upon a time, in a land far away from a fairy tale, were a people who lived the way you and I do, but a little differently. Much like the shoemaker and the elves, these street fairies don't leave beautiful pairs of shoes behind, but their art shares some similarities, and it's nonetheless worthy of recognition.
Good night, Dana Anderson, shovel user, shovel and drum, clean up Jamaica.
I'm working in the company 8 years now. I like the job, keep the place tidy and clean.
They always say to me, they say, this is not a woman's work, but a woman has to do what a woman has to do, eh? You have to work for yours, eh? Nobody ain't gonna give you nothing, so you have to work for it.
Yeah, enough of the woman work hard and plenty of the man them. I get used to my work still, so I feel no different from the man them. At the end of the day, I will bread where I work for. So any work for woman. Woman do man work nowadays.
I'm alright with my work. Yeah, I can provide for myself, my nephew, my niece, my child. She don't really like me day out here, you know. She rather me day with she, but I have to make ends meet. I have to work, I have to pay my bills them. But they don't give me nothing, I have to work my own. But people that see me and want to style me and this, because I try to chuck work me do and them thing there. But I don't really watch my face. Because I know, say, when my money enough, you see me?
I want to burn fire upon this whole foolishness that people talk from time to time about. If they don't litter, people don't get work.
Yeah, that's what them say some my time. But them can do better still. Plenty of them can do better still.
Enough of them like we, enough don't like we, because sometimes we have to do there with all the truck like all that, so now them not say, we move from there, say we don't thinking truck and them things, but we don't care about that. That's our work. When you litter, you waste the resource of your country. You make life more difficult for yourself and your fellow men. And you destroy the aesthetic, the beauty of our country that we boast about so much.
We are cleaning up Jamaica. And without cleaning up not Jamaica, wiper, disease and germs are broke out. So everybody who work with solid waste, important people them. All are important.
Differently from the sweeper them, we don't like the garbage bag up and we go through it more easier for it. More time we come out and have to wait on the sweeper them like on the just seat right now. We have to wait till the street sweep up, but if it bag up, it's more easier for it. Just the fact that you are generating solid waste, I ask you to just take some time to package it properly so that it gives us more ease of cleaning. And it also helps the side men, side women. They are human beings too. Their job is already very difficult. Don't make it more difficult for them by giving them extra work to do. It is very tough on them. The job is difficult. You know, it's not just about lifting things, put in a truck. But some of the things they encounter out here, bags with human feces, that's common occurrence, especially in the market district. The smell of urine is everywhere and it's in the solid waste that they're picking up. All sort of meat cuttings, fish bone, fish back, fish gut, just about anything that people don't want. And they have to pick it up. They have to face it.
A certain time at the night, when we reach certain hours at the night, like 3:30, 4 o'clock, gunman can all strike and we have to run left the garbage some of the time and all them things then. And come back around and take it up here because we cannot leave it. See me? We cannot leave it. And we don't like them keep Jamaica beauty and clean.
Well, I stay out of them way and I don't really go for them though. I still think them happen, you know. I just stay by myself, each time I look a corner.
And yet, despite the tough nature of the job, these people show up not just for work, but they show up and work.
We're backbone of the company, you know. Who clean the rubbish and my backbone, we're the most important people in the company. And we clean up work, enough mess and good rubbish, bad rubbish, all different kind of rubbish.
I believe deep in my heart that if you talk about heroes and heroines, our sidemen and sidewomen are right up there with any because of the human service that they provide and in very tough circumstances to keep Jamaica clean. Day after day, night after night, they are out and about, they roll up the sleeve, and notwithstanding all that they have to face, their head is down and they are going relentlessly in pursuit of that clean Jamaica. I laud them, I lift my hat to them. They are good people. I just hope that more and more people will see them for who they are. People who are there to safeguard the health of the nation. They are the NSWNA. Without them, we are nothing.
Yeah, I love my work. I love it. I love clean the shovel.
I really use a night time
And as sunbeams break the night sky and the stars and moon bid their goodbye, the city smiles.
With all of today's conversations around eating healthy or keeping our environment clean, it's only fitting that we continue Hear This along the same line. I'll be introducing you to some healthy habits that it's never too late to adopt. If you've already been living by these, then keep going. Here are some simple healthy habits to practice. Drink a gallon of water each day. Drinking water has many benefits. It can have positive impacts on your brain and heart health, as well as your body weight. Walk for about 30 minutes daily. Experts around the world recommend that you engage in moderate exercise for at least 150 minutes per week. One way to remember this is for you to participate in physical activity, and it doesn't have to be running. It can just be simply walking. Read a book or a few pages. Reading the right books makes us smarter and helps to keep our brains sharp and active. You could consider reading about 5 pages at a particular time every day and keep this habit going. Eat fruit instead of sweets. You can apply this rule to any junk food item by replacing it with a healthier food choice. This is one of those simple health habits that we can easily adopt. Create a bedtime routine. Tell your body it is time to go to bed by engaging in simple bedtime routines like showering, turning off the lights, or even listening to some soft music. Let's engage in healthy lifestyle practices so that we can be strong enough to help make Jamaica to become the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. While I always wish for more time to share the magnitude of information in our library and archives with you, all good things must end. But all good things too must continue. So see you right here again tomorrow for more Jamaica Magazine. Thanks for watching today's show. And remember that you can see a refresher of yesterday's journey and others through our YouTube channel. Also visit our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages for more information. From all of us here at the JIS, I'm Audrey Williams. See you soon.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.